Welcome back to the Traders Network show, broadcasting worldwide from the Vatican for our coverage of the Humanity 2.0. I'm Matt Bird for Equities.com and our affiliate partners, and my next guest is Jesuit Father David Nazar, the president of the Pontifical Oriental Institute. Father, how are you? Thank you. Welcome to the show.
Pleased to meet you. Thanks very much.
So we saw Matt Sanders do his opening speech. There have been a few panels that have started. This is an important day for you. We've got influencers from all over the world that have descended down at this very moment to project a message, and one that you're curating and your institute's curating. Tell us a little bit about why Humanity 2.0 is important, and what does it mean for you?
Well, maybe a little historical perspective is of value here. The institute that I'm president of, it covers all the Eastern churches, which includes the Middle East, Ukraine, India, Ethiopia, Egypt, where there are a lot of social issues, a lot of social problems. We have students from Baghdad, and they're concerned about rebuilding their country. Now, if we go back in time 50 years, I remember a time when Paul VI, when he was Pope, he went to the United Nations and asked nations to dedicate 1% of their national budget to the third world, to social issues in the world. And we can't imagine that exactly happening today. Politics is breaking down, international communities are breaking down. So how can we address these issues? Well, there are people of goodwill all around the world. And one of the great things about Humanity 2.0 is this taking people of goodwill. As I say, nations breaking down, even the church's presence in some of these nations has certain difficulties. So people of goodwill, people of interest coming together to plan things that can be developed in these countries is just so significant.
Now, are we talking, as far as the fundamental structure of how we want to see sustainable and impact combined, are we talking a form of a P3, a public-private partnership here, where we want to get private advocates and private organizations helping with the general public, and as an institution, you are a kind of a public entity?
I think it's more profound than that because, again, in the past you had a government that was looking for agencies with which it could collaborate to develop a project. Now there's no center. And so that's what makes this thing more risky and more interesting and more vital, is that it's everything coming around creating a new center. So whether people of influence, organizations of influence, church organizations, coming together, creating something kind of out of nothing to respond to huge social issues.
Well, it's amazing, and talk about huge organizations. You have Google, Cisco, Burst IQ, and a whole list of others that are sponsoring us and backing this initiative, this event right now. I can only imagine the impact, even post-event here, is going to be substantial. What are we expecting what kind of outcomes do we expect to get out of this event today?
Well, I mean, the outcome that we should expect is the salvation of mankind. And I say that in a kind of funny way, but I mean, that is the mission. And so it's religious language, but it's where there are health needs. I mean, this is what the churches have done throughout the centuries: open up hospitals, open up schools, open up orphanages, respond to AIDS issues. And now the big thing that the Pope is concerned about is the ecology. Who can do this? Who can do this? Our country is getting together and resolving this. And here we have all these organizations with people of goodwill, the ones you mentioned, Google, Cisco, all of these people want to do something, having resources. How can we put together to do that which the states are no longer doing?
And they have unique touch points, they have unique levels of resource, they have facilities. I mean, combining them all together, you've got yourself an infrastructure and a platform.
Exactly.
We got a few events coming up. What are some of the ones that you're looking forward to?
Well, what I'm looking forward to is this coalescing of all these things, because there's one point where the talks are very good and everybody can see a target, but like the opening talks this morning, where we've got to glue this thing together.
Right.
We've got to make these pieces fit together to launch a project. So if a project doesn't come out of today, Father David Nazar is going to be a little bit angry. So we want something to come out of this that's concrete, that addresses real social issues, and here it is, the issue of women in pregnancy and the first years of the life of a child.
Right.
Create something. Let's create something and move forward.
Oh, I love it. You know what, we actually still have a few minutes left. I'd love to get into the university. I noticed that there is going to be an initiative for you're looking to put in a glass concealant for some of the areas in here, and I'd like to talk to you a bit more about that. But let's take a quick commercial break. I'm going to hold you for a minute. We'll be right back with Jesuit Father David Nazar. Don't go away. We'll be right back for part 2. The 2019 Humanity 2.0 Forum is brought to you by Cisco Systems, CSR solutions that are accelerating global problem solving in ways that have never been attempted before, to Ulala, providing mobile blockchain solutions for the unbanked,
and to Pledge Camp, the next generation of crowdfunding. A special thanks to Tonico in Vatican City for hosting our program. And lastly, special consideration to Burst IQ, a leader in healthcare and blockchain, to Crown Sterling, the leader in digital sovereignty and quantum encryption, to Dignity Health, delivering high quality and affordable healthcare for all. And lastly, to Falcon Ventures, is transformative as our entrepreneurs. And thank you, 1-800 Public Relations, for all your PR and media support. We'll be right back after these messages. Don't go away.